Please turn to somebody next to you, behind you, in front of you, and greet each other. Thank you. Thank you. I made it a point that you do that deliberately, because when we have community and solidarity, it makes us unfit to be victims. When things are broken so bad and our hearts are bleeding, we must begin to fix our vision. We have work to do, my friends, beyond this conference hall. Courage is a rarer attribute than intelligence. We have work to do. The question we need to ask is, are we going through all of this, or are we going to grow through this? October 7th is a defining moment in all our lives. Life will never be the same for me, and I'm sure it will never be the same for you. When I talk about Hamas, I'm not talking about a story I read somewhere or a story that somebody else told me. I have witnessed their barbarity and depravity. I have experienced their misogyny and patriarchy, and I know their brutality and barbarity. Hamas' brutality knows no bounds, but we must remember two things here. The term they used for what they did on October 7th was Al-Aqsa flood. So their aim is to desecrate Islam. The rules of combat are so clear in Islam that you cannot take women and children as hostages. You cannot desecrate the body of the dead. And you cannot take the old people as hostages. And unless there is a combatant situation, you cannot take anybody as hostages. And are we surprised that they have done what they have done? We shouldn't be. So I want to leave with some things that we should do really quickly before Rahil says my time is up. and I will concede to that only if we get to come back, Rahil. So it doesn't matter what is happening, but what are we going to do about what is happening is the question that I want every one of you to ask as you leave this hall. Build massive community. Take massive action. If you are a person who reads the scripture, if you read Exodus 18 to 24, Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, when thousands of people come to see Moses, he asks Moses, what's wrong with you? You can't attend to 1,000 people. You need to organize. He says, appoint 10 leaders in your community and let those 10 appoint another 10. Oh, that's my timer. And then deal with the issues that need to be dealt. If you are social media, we need to see 300 posts this evening. If you don't, please open a social media account for this particular purpose only. And I want to remind you Dr. King's words. He said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. For goodness sake, don't do nothing. Am Israel.